Hello, friends. Hola, amigos. It's Tony Figueroa again, su servidor Tony Figueroa. And I want to talk about my work, show some more of my work, some of the stuff that I've done, and walk you through some of the pages. So let's take a look. Okay, this is the cover to the first issue of Wrestler Zero, or Luchador Zero. It was the first comic I'd ever done. I did not know what I was doing. I just knew I had to do a comic. I felt very strongly I have to do a comic. I didn't want to do another superhero. I'm not trying to compete with Marvel or DC or Image or anybody like that. I wanted to do a comic about a masked wrestler, a masked luchador. And I went through a couple of iterations until I finally settled on the name Wrestler Zero. I don't remember how I came up with that particular name. But this is the cover for the first issue. And listen, a lot of artists, I hear interviews with them and they're ashamed about work or embarrassed about work they've done in the past. And I'm not. I'm not ashamed of one line that I've put down because it was the best that I could do at the time that I did it. And I did it with a little bit that I knew at the time. Obviously, I would do things a little bit differently now. But you know what? I gave it my best. And as long as you give something your best, there's really no shame in the game. So that's the cover. As you can see, I tried to incorporate all of the elements from the story. Whether or not I succeeded, I don't know. But like I said, this is it in its state. And you know what? I'm proud of it. So let's go on. This is one of the pages from the comic. The original, I can't seem to find it right now, but I've got this snappy reproduction. And this is Wrestler Zero's opposite number. I don't name him in the story, but he's called Wrestler Omega. And he will be returning in future Wrestler Zero stories because he's actually a pretty important character in Wrestler Zero's story. Here, the rain effects were done with a white gel pen and a rolling ruler. And I wanted something pretty powerful and dramatic because I think all heroic origins, at least to me, seem to have an element of death and rebirth in them. And I didn't want this to be an exception. You can see here, at the time I was doing this, I was very heavily influenced, by artwork that was very heavily rendered, a lot of anatomical detail, lavishing a lot of attention on abdominals and striations in the chest and stuff like that. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed about it, but I think I would just do it a little bit differently today. But hey, that was then, this is now. This is one of the other pages of issue 1 here, part of his... I give you sort of a brief origin. I leave some things unanswered, but in essence, this is basically it. This is his new reality. He's the new opponents he's going to be facing upon his return to life. And I just, man, I was giving it my all. It was my first one, and like a lot of first times in your life, it tends to be kind of clumsy and awkward, but it's, very enthusiastic. I remember I was just trying like hell to draw like Vern Hogarth. You can see by the figure work there. But hey, And then this is a page where nothing really is happening, so I try to be a little design oriented with it. Just try to give it some visual interest because essentially it's this character having a monologue with himself. So I try to do some down shots and some side shots and things like that, and hey, and then this is still from issue number 1. Man walking down a dark street. Usually in horror scenarios it's a woman being stalked in the dark. I figured, hey, why not have it be a guy? A and B, my drawing of women back then was really horrible, so there you have it. And again, continuing on with the guy being stalked. As you can see there, I was going for a very atmospheric look. I was trying to evoke the feel of a black and white movie. I'm a fanatic for black and white. I think it's beautiful, the monochromatic palette. And here again, just have this chase continuing on. And, always in a horror film, when a woman is running away from some menace, she inevitably falls down. So I figured, hey, let's have this guy fall down too. And, as you can see, there it is. I put a lot of work into these backgrounds. I was trying to be very professional looking, a lot of textures, a lot of inking, a lot of rendering. Hey, I did the best that I could with it. No shame in the game. And the big moment when the hero finally happens upon the monster, I was little bit of a tribute to Mil Máscaras, the plancha, the flying body press. I was definitely trying to think of in compositional terms, which is why I arranged this particular shot the way I did. And that's pretty much it with that. And then this is the final page of issue number 1. I changed it up a little bit because it's sort of the springboard for issue number 2. And yes, I've resorted to the damsel in distress. Those are my hands, actually. I remember I took a day off from work to finish this. Each line of grass is, individually done because I like doing things the hard way. And I don't work digitally. The trees in the background, again, I was thinking in terms of composition. And this is page 1 of issue number 2. And I think this came out pretty good. I think the storytelling flows. I'm a storyteller. I think of myself as a storyteller. And in comic books, the art is obviously a hook to get you interested in the story. But the art has to be in service to a story. And the art is not there to glorify itself or to, call all kinds of attention to itself. And, that's what I tried to do. Here's a little action. More storytelling from issue number 2. We're still on that. Just giving it my all. And this is from a subsequent short story that is also in the works, so, along with a bunch of other stuff, about a mummy. Here he comes out of the ground. And here's the more from that same story. I may redo some of this. I've learned some stuff since then, so I think the storytelling works, but I like to, maybe take another crack at doing this page. Layouts for the Never Before Seen issue number 3. Again, storytelling is what's key here. This is how I write the stories, incidentally. I, write them as I draw them as I write them. I think I'm a visual thinker, like, all writers and artists are. Certainly nothing special there. This was done for Inktober, sort of a cross between Doc Savage and Lucha Libre, so I call it Doc Lucha. And there's a couple of gals there, with the jodhpurs and the big boots, torn shirt. And here's a pinup, Wrestler Zero in the Cavern of Death. Wanted to have a creature bursting out of the ground, bunch of bones laying. I think I was watching that movie, The Descent. Really great film. Just thought, hey, let's put Wrestler Zero in a cave and see what happens. Well, look, thanks for stopping by. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will see you on the next one. You guys take care. Adios.